We are also joined by Mr. Mayank Mangda, who is currently an IITD student, CS department, and he will be answering you most of the questions related to the campus life, clubs, inclusive, diverse, how diverse is our campus, transition smoothness, etc., and how easy it would be for you to settle down here, and Delhi, the life in Delhi, what Delhi has to offer for you. Afterwards, we do have Mr. Shangja, who is the co-founder of Reslink, a new startup from IIT Delhi. He's an alumnus of IIT Delhi, BTech from Textile Engineering in 2019 to 2023. So he will be giving you advices on career and global exposures. He will tell you how IIT Delhi will shape your career path, opportunities for internship, startups, research, studying abroad, and messages and advices if you are unsure between IITD and other colleges, highlighting entrepreneurship cells, opportunities, placement cell, UZ research program, etc. We are also joined by our alumnus, Mr. Samak, who is currently a PhD student at Maryland University. He did BTech in engineering physics from 2020 to 2024. So he will tell you how to prepare for the top global research, what kind of opportunities IIT Delhi offers in order to secure the fellowships abroad at different universities, and how has been his experience at Maryland University so far, and how does he correlate it with his experience at IIT Delhi. And at the end, we will take the question answer. So I kindly request, please don't uh, uh, switch on your mic in between. At the end, we will ask you we'll give you an opportunity to ask the questions. So, okay. So first, I would like to move to Professor Sumit and Professor Jay Dhariwal. You can answer and add your comments to these questions. So, Professor Sumit, what makes the IIT curriculum unique? And also highlight on the new curriculum which has been announced just a few weeks before.
I mean, hilly area is a
किशोर है बाद में अंदर फोल्ड है
so yeah.
Yes, Professor Sumit, can you
Yes.
go ahead?
Yes. So thank you, Deepak. So first of all, congratulations to all the students for clearing the JEE Advanced exam. So this year, actually, IITD is revising its curriculum, and that is an exercise that we do every 10 years. This new curriculum, which will start from your batch, which is 2025-2026. Actually, we have done a lot of changes. And if I have to say overall, the changes that we have done, we have brought more flexibility in the curriculum. We have reduced down overall the credits. And within those reduced credits, we have significantly reduced the core credits, and we have given a lot of credits for choosing elective courses or optional courses spread across engineering, sciences, and humanities courses. So some of these unique things that is there in the IITD curriculum is that first of all, your first year courses are generally general engineering courses, engineering and science courses. Although this new curriculum, we have introduced at least one core course that you will be doing in your first year, which was not in other curriculum. IIT Delhi is one of the institutes where we still have there is an opportunity that you can do a department change. So after your first year, depending upon your CGPA, you can switch your branch. So that is something which IIT Delhi has been offering and has decided to continue to offer. Also, this new curriculum, we have provided flexibility. Now there is an opportunity to do along with BTech. You can take extra courses and you can get a BTech honors degree, or you can convert that 4-year BTech program to a 5-year BTech plus MTech program, which we call as an integrated master's program. Also, at IIT Delhi, since there is a lot of options of selecting the courses, you can also, with doing a major degree in your department, you can also do a minor degree. For example, when I was a student at IIT Delhi, I did major in civil engineering as well as minor in computer science engineering. So often, since there are less opportunities to there are only very few seats where you can make a department change, but there is an opportunity you can do a minor area. So that flexibility is there in the curriculum. Um,
Okay.
Also, in this new curriculum, um, this curriculum now offers stream-based specialization, which means you, if you have, let's say, started with enroll in a mechanical engineering department, you can do some core courses in mechanical engineering, and then you can choose some courses within the mechanical engineering and get different streams. Uh, so that is not exactly minor degree, but at least you can become specialized in a certain area by choosing the courses. So that option has also been introduced this time in the new curriculum. And also this new curriculum in the first year courses, uh, the class size has now been reduced to about 50 to 60 students per class. So earlier we used to have a big class in first year, but we realized that we need to have smaller classes where we can make the students learn. So this has been implemented in the new curriculum. And finally, the courses, we have revised our courses. We have made sure that these courses and their structure are future ready. In fact, this exercise is done every 10 years. So we have to make sure that the students who graduate with this new curriculum are good to go for the next 10 years. So in fact, in our courses, we have integrated AI, especially in the first year. We have introduced AI in programming, and we have revised our curriculum to include more industry-oriented courses, more practicals, to make sure that the students learn more skills. So most of these courses are now outcome-based courses. So you will see in all the courses, you will see what are the course objectives and what are the things you are going to learn. And accordingly, you can decide which courses you want to choose. So I
Thank you.
think I have covered all aspects.
Thanks, Professor Sumit. So now I would move to Professor Dhariwal. I would like to request you to throw some light on the new initiative, like the program on Bachelor of Design, and what sort of opportunities it will open for the students, and why a student should opt for Bachelor of Design program. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the question. I am also the program coordinator for BTech in Design, and so just stop me if I just get carried away. Because of course I'm very passionate that it's one of the very new programs that has been introduced, and basically it's one of its kind program. Like I said, started at IIT Delhi only, with a growing need to have individuals who can contribute to solving ill-defined or wicked problems in our systems, which are mostly socio-technical, through human-centered approaches. Now, you might think, what are these big words? So, for instance, climate change is a challenging problem, but it involves understanding how the world works, how does the climate work, but at the same time, it also involves mindsets of people, understanding people. So it's socio-technical. So affordable healthcare, and there are many problems like that. This particular program, it combines hands-on studio-based learning. It's very hands-on. You have like 4 design projects over the course of an entire 4-year program, and it gives you a lot of interdisciplinary exposure. So you are taught methods in how to solve a problem, different aspects of it, and then you can decide which area, which domain you want to go further with. Do you want to get further with sustainability, healthcare, or do you want to get sharpen your skills in product design, communications design? So it's like makes you very future ready. It's one of the programs of this century. So the program, it builds skills in ideation. How do you brainstorm, think out of the box, prototyping, communication. And I've got to add that, while I said that you could also look at solving problems through system design, product design, communication design, but you could also explore emerging areas like AI, AR, VR, behavioral design. And you're supported by electives, of course, across design, engineering, sciences, management, social sciences, and humanities. So so the only thing is that we expect that the students would have an aptitude for design, so which we test through a qualification through an exam called UCEED. Although the ranking is still through JEE Advanced, so we really look forward to you guys choosing IIT Delhi and also choosing.
Jay, you're
Professor
muted.
Dhariwal, you are muted.
Oh, really sorry. I'm sorry. You didn't hear anything of what I said, right?
We heard a lot, just the last line.
Oh, I'm not sure how did I get muted? Maybe yeah, like I said, somebody must have muted me. I'm not sure. That's on a lighter note. But I'm just saying that I just wanted to add what Professor Sumit mentioned. He's almost covered everything. Maybe I could just add that in this curriculum we are. Like he said, it's outcome based, right? So our outcomes, institute level learning outcomes, include solving challenging problems, designing sustainable solutions, communicating ideas effectively, demonstrating scientific temperament and respect for others. And so the attention has been paid here where we link our institute learning outcomes to each program's learning outcomes so that our graduates leave a mark in the world and they are future ready. So with that, there are a couple more things that whatever these emerging trends are, right? AI, ML, sustainability. So every student will get to do at least one of these courses, and or it will be integrated into the curriculum. There are also aspects related to creative out of the box thinking, so that also should be included. And then you also get to do a capstone project in your final year of your BTech program, where you assimilate all the learnings from your core department, but also the institute-wide learnings, so that it comes together. And that is something that you will enjoy because you'll have a lot of say in that. So I think with that, I'll just stop here, and maybe if there are further questions, we can I can add more. So thank you so much.
So,
Just this. Just one question. Which branch was this you're talking
Deepak,
about?
unmute yourself, please. Deepak, unmute yourself. You're muted, Deepak.
sorry. The question is like, would you recommend BTech in design or BDesk for someone who wants to get into UI or UX design?
All right. So, it depends on whether you are more interested in disciplinary learning or interdisciplinary learning. I mean, both are the programs of our department, so we love them equally. There must be somebody who might want to get more specialized. That's where maybe BDES may be something that could be of interest. But if you want to be a little more of into a leadership role, trying to assimilate learnings on an interdisciplinary manner, then probably BTech in design might be a right choice for you. And so it's up to you. What is it that what would make more sense for you? So, for instance, in BDES, Bachelors of Design, 90% of the courses would be from the Department of Design itself, right? And so which is great. The faculty are great, but sometimes you're like, you would want to also learn further from what is happening in the institute. You want your education to be a little more broad based. Then perhaps BTech in design would be a better fit for you. Hope that gives you some perspective, because in UI UX also there are opportunities of both kinds. You need people who are more specialized, but you also need people who are more of generalists and can create better user experiences for the world.
So there's one more question on this program, like what are the expected placement options for
Sure.
BTech design students?
And so this is although, like I said, this is a relatively new program. Like I said, we are starting it now, but there had been a program at IIT Guwahati, which is called a BDES program, but that used to take students through JEE Advanced with a design aptitude test. Although the way we have structured it is very relevant to the current needs. And so there have been students who've been placed in some of the top, industries in India or abroad. Students have gone ahead and done PhDs from some of the best universities in the world, and they've been in the Googles and Apple and such companies. So I think in terms of the opportunities, it's like if you have a empathetic mind, and if you'd like, and you're very creative, where you would like to uh, approach, start from the real world itself, the problem in all its complexity, and then figure out that how do you find solutions to such ill-defined problems which have many dimensions to them. Then probably you should choose this program, and then you would get a sense that there are a lot of opportunities, like I already said, for people of this kind. Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot, Professor Dhariwal. Now I will go back to Professor Sinha, and one more question for you. Like, what changes do you see in the life of a BTech student from your time as a student to now as a professor?
Yeah, I think first of all, when I see myself more mature when as compared to when I was in BTech. Now I exactly know what choices to make and what decisions to take. When we are in our 20s, we often get swayed away with peer pressure or things like everybody is doing, oh, I should do this, I should do that, things like that. Rather than many times we often miss what we really want to do by ourselves. But in terms of, let's say, getting admitted to IIT Delhi itself, IIT.
Hello? Professor, we can't hear you. Are you there? Okay, I think he dropped. Maybe he will join again.
If you would like, Professor Deepak, I can maybe continue, and then whenever he joins, he can take over.
Yeah, please go.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So once upon a time, I was also a BTech student at an IIT. Not as young as Professor Sumit, but a little older. And what I would also like to say, apart from what has been said, that there is much greater flexibility in the curriculum, more hands-on learning, lab components, project-based learning, emphasis on having linking institute learning outcomes to what the world needs today. Um, the institute, I would also say, has a greater integration of our disciplines, more becoming of a university. The more of an interdisciplinary approach. There are wider outreach activities than ever before. We have more choices for immersion in the real world. And last but not the least, I would also add that there are many exciting initiatives that take place in this in today's times. Like we recently set up a student hiking club where we go with students to Himalayas, and there are, I mean, apart from enjoying and having a lot of fun, there is a lot of learning that happens. So the learning methods and the pedagogical tools of today's times have also evolved. So I think that's what I wanted to add in terms of what is new. So I feel jealous of you guys. I wish I was a student today.
Okay. Sumit, I think you dropped in between. So maybe if you can finish whatever you were saying.
Yeah. So as Professor Dhariwal was saying, a lot has changed, and all for good. Now there is a lot of options that I see with the students. There are lots of societies. We have this FIT. There are a lot of opportunities for entrepreneurship. There are lots of programs actually which are cultivating very new ideas, in fact, within the students. I saw one question actually from a candidate who was asking what kind of facilities are for PWD candidates. I just want to tell you that now the campus has incorporates all the accessibility needs for PWD candidates as well as others. So that has significantly changed. In terms of also different sex and accessibility needs, everything has improved. Definitely, if you join IIT Delhi, you will have a very cozy environment, and As you know, IIT Delhi is also a top institute in India who has highest number of entrepreneurs. And what I believe is that the future is all about entrepreneurship. Actually, you have to now start creating products, and that is and solve the challenges, the new challenges that are coming up. And the new curriculum has been revised, taking into these thoughts. And in fact, BTech in design is one of those things that when you are developing new challenges, new products, you have to consider those innovative designs, and that is a really good initiative to have. So also not to mention, IIT Delhi is in the capital, so great connectivity and lots of places to visit.
So we are about to discuss that. Yeah, thanks, Professor Sinha. So now I will come to the second section of this panel discussion: campus life and culture. I invite Mr. Mayank Mangla. Mayank, are you here?
Yeah,
Can you please
hi,
switch
Professor
on?
Deepak.
Okay. Thanks,
Yeah.
Mayank. Thanks for joining. So first question, which all of the students here are very looking forward to get the answer is: what is the typical day for a student, BTech student here? Can you throw some light
Yeah,
on that?
right. So, we have different seasons in the campus, some near the exams and some, near the fest. But a typical day is more like you have the classes in the morning and the evening, according to whatever schedule you have taken of the courses. And after the classes, generally people either they have signed up for some sports activities, so they go for the practices, or some have plans with their friends having dinner together. Some take a nap and then wake up at 12 in the midnight and go for late night walks. And when you have exams or any fest approaching, then you will see all these people in common places where they're just planning how to crack the exam or plan the fest that is just in the next morning. So this is very much a typical day that students experience at IIT Delhi.
So, man, can you throw also some light on the hostels, the mess food, clubs, fest, the fun part of the life of BTech student at IIT Delhi campus?
Yeah, so I think most of you also would be believing that we also believe that the hostel life is the most important and most cool part of student life, and IIT Delhi, guarantees that kind of experience. So basically, we have many hostels, and hostel is in the hostel we study with friends and do all the assignments together. You have all kinds of maybe traveling, because IIT Delhi is also situated in a very city-like area. You have accessibility to all sorts of monuments and all. You go along with them. Then about the mess food, definitely I won't say it is like a five-star hotels, but yeah, it is pretty decent, and the menu that is decided gets frequently changed, to accommodate seasonal vegetables and all. Um, Also, some people, as I mentioned, in a typical day, they have all nighters, and they wake up at 12 a.m. and work or study, or maybe just roam around on the campus. So we have night mess and night canteens, you may say, at every hostel, almost every hostel. They serve from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. in the morning, so you don't have any issues with the food in any case. About the fests and the clubs, we have a many clubs and many fests in the campus. You may see every month or every 2 months we have a fest going on, and people just participate. We have fest for technical events. We have cultural fests. Rendezvous, you must have heard. We have sports fest for the sports people. We have fest arranged by the entrepreneurship cell of the IIT Delhi. We have literature fest, and we have placement fests also, if you may not know. We have social services fests also. We have many fests, and all these fests, are taken care by different clubs and societies and communities in IIT Delhi.
Can you throw some light on sports facilities and at IIT Delhi campus? How good are the sports facilities?
Yeah, so about the sports facilities, we have a very great swimming pool. I have not been personally been there, but yeah, many students have appreciated it. We have a dedicated building for indoor sports, There are many badminton courts around, I guess, 4 to 5 badminton courts, all stand in the standards of inter IIT and all. We have table tennis tables, 8 to 9 tables, and we also have any squash. We have grounds dedicated for hockey, cricket, and football. We have basketball courts, tennis courts, means basically any sports that you think of, you would have played till now. You have something for it. Professionally, you can follow that sports. And also, most of you won't have followed hockey. Many players, believe me, start at college level, and we also have a very dedicated uh, facilities for hockey and also coach for every sport if you go for it.
Okay, thank you. So, how inclusive and diverse is IITD campus for someone who is coming outside the school for the first time?
Yeah, so I think in terms of inclusivity, IIT Delhi has done a great job. It is very much inclusive and accessible. I cannot literally think of a place where I would have visited within IIT Delhi, and probably which is not like not none such places place where a person with physical disability could not access. Other than that, we also have a dedicated office for diversity and inclusion, which works for taking initiatives towards inclusivity. Um, Within that office, we have office for accessible education. We have initiative for caste equity and the Indradhanu that you would have maybe heard of, which is the LGBTQ plus collective of IT Delhi. So these offices look after providing education for diverse student at IIT Delhi, and these are like the students and the faculties both are part of this, and therefore everybody's working towards inclusivity in our campus.
So, Dhruv asked one question: are there any rules regarding entry/exit time in campus, or your free bird?
Yeah, so yeah, there are no rules regarding entering the campus. You can have a visit outside the campus at 3 a.m. and come back at 4 a.m. You just need to have your ID card handy with you. But yeah, and but as a student, I would say like at 3 a.m. you won't like to leave the campus because campus is a so nice place to roam around and have that cool breeze in the midnight, and also you feel more safe in the campus. Within campus you don't have any stress to check about your safety. I generally there are common places where I just keep my laptop and go for a walk for 1 and 2 hours, and I don't have any stress about if my laptops get stolen or something like that.
So yeah, I would agree that IITD is the best place to live in the entire city, beyond any doubt. So next question: how is Delhi at an advantage in terms of exposure, events, networking, connection to the alumni? So how much support you get from the network, successful entrepreneurs that IIT Delhi has produced?
Right. So I think most of the students would have, heard about the startup culture in IIT Delhi, and that is not just because people here coming with a brilliant mind and brilliant network, brilliant support. They also come with a brilliant network, and the alumni that have graduated from IIT Delhi support these initiatives from the current students, and therefore very wide networking is there. We have the alumni association with us. They help us connect with our alumni in different fields, maybe startups, technical, or maybe some core branches, or doing some higher studies and all. Also, in terms of exposure, there is not just the academic life that you need to live in the ID Delhi. Apart from academic life, as I told, there are many fests. We have hostel activities and all. All these are not managed or directly by the professors or staff members. The students are actively participants of these things. So when you are a student that is taking part in fest, in terms of organizing, then you are the one who is taking initiative. How should the things go on? What is the agenda of the program that we are planning? And even if you are on the participant side who is participating in an event, then you get all the resources to participate. For example, if you need some hardware support, or you need some computational support or something like that, then ID Delhi or the team that is organizing it provides you with it, so that you can compete with the other teams who are maybe equally or more equipped with the hardware or software that you need about.
Thanks, Mayank. So I can conclude that, as Atalji used to say, if you have to be Prime Minister of India, the path for Prime Ministership goes from Lucknow. You have to win UP because of the large number of seats. So I can say, if you have to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to be at IIT Delhi. That's the platform,
Yeah,
basically.
right.
So
Definitely.
thanks. Thanks a lot. Now I will go to Mr. Shashank Jha, who is our recent alumnus who has a fantastic idea about the campus, and he's a co-founder of Reslink. Okay, so Shashank, thanks a lot for joining us today. So first question, like, okay, how did IIT Delhi shape your career path?
Thank you so much, Professors. First of all, congratulations to everyone. And I don't see why you guys are having so much of stress in the chat. Which department, what time, CS4 plus 5. I genuinely don't know how come 18, 17 years old, kids can just have that much pressure and, unnecessarily questioning in their head. So I'll just share my part, how it helped. See, guys, I come from government school background. Okay, for me, joining IT Delhi was a very big thing. I just somehow end up having the data point that Dipinder sir was from IT Delhi, Zomato. Sachin Bansal, Binny Bansal, Flipkart ke founders were from IT Delhi. Misho ke founder Vidit sir from IT Delhi. Many other people. Okay, Suman Sinha, founder of Renew, was from IT Delhi, and it was just a very strong question for me to answer, that what is so special about this place, that all such big companies and founders from IT Delhi. And this is a data point: 70% of co-founders of all unicorns in India are from IT Delhi. Why? Right? What I told myself, Shashank, वो question का कुछ answer है, but whatever it is, I cannot read about it on the Quora. Someone telling me AC किस hostel में नहीं है, IIT Bombay में कुछ ऐसा है. I am not interested in all of that. I'm not interested in some department के ऊपर department. I want to be part of IIT Delhi. I was very clear. And I'll tell you, first week में ही I had an experience which made it very clear. So हमारे एक senior है Mohit Dharan, he came to IIT Delhi for a speaker session. He says that I left my job at Google in California because I was too comfortable over there. I could not process that. We chasing job in USA, in California, Google, Maybach Mercedes having a driver, and all that life, and you left because it was too comfortable. Then I realized that life is more about a degree and a college, and all those artificial filters we have. It is about the meaning and the purpose. So I think that shaped up me from the day one. I mean, the campus, the people, the professors, and the professors are very much driven about their own work. They are not chasing to build a unicorn. They are just very passionate, excited about that, small problem in the research which they're stuck with. And again, they come into the class, and everyone has a different teaching style, but they're very frank, very honest, and they can just talk to you on everything you want to. On the same time, peer culture is just very obsessed in terms of being exceptional at whatever do. I felt that energy. So you will have your seniors in Nicker, and nightmares. They will talk about, okay, we can kill this, we can do that. They will talk about, we'll raise once a year for the fest, we'll bring all those actors, and they actually end up inviting those actors, which you see in this TV. And you will be asking this question that I am part of this team, right? And I'm so special being part of this 60 people team that I invited, Shraddha Sharma. We invited Shraddha Kapoor. I'm so sorry. वो जो movie आई थी इनकी, Shraddha Kapoor was there. So I was standing here, Shraddha Kapoor was there, and I was also shocked that this institution has that much brand value. Students are so confident and then are empowered to achieve such things. जो कि मतलब एक बार को शायद बहुत बड़ी बात ना हो, but it has some value. उसका एक version research में, उसका version एक startup की side में. एक और क्वेश्चन का आंसर मैंने पढ़ा कहीं पे, ज्वाला हॉस्टल इज थोड़ा पुराना, काराकोरम एज अ हॉस्टल इज थोड़ा पुराना, उसे लेना चाहिए नहीं लेना चाहिए, वहां पे गर्मी लगेगी क्या, एसी नहीं है क्या, लिफ्ट नहीं है. I mean, the question is that are you really coming here to chase that comfort? AC में सोना, you would be strange to know. Mayank can answer, and then many other people can answer. IIT दिल्ली में लोग नहीं सोते 2-3 बजे तक, किसी कॉलेज में नहीं सोते, आप सोने के लिए नहीं आते वहां पे. And it's just so difficult to, answer such questions if that comes to you. That, bacha, you need to know what you want to do in your life. What do you really want to do in your life? That is the fundamental question. And then what really drives you? I cannot see a possibility me joining even computer science. even any other department in any other IT. I am very clear about that. I was from Delhi. I saw the campus. I saw that spark in eyes of my father when he visited the campus. I could feel the campus. I was in Dogra. I could feel the energy of the Dogra. I could feel so many other things about IIT Delhi. That iconic building, and I have feeling that I'm gonna stay here for 4 years. Was just a very different force behind me clocking my seat. My rank was roughly around 3000. So I could have chosen some other IT better department. Okay, I closed my seat in the first round only. So Anil Verma sir अपने chemical department के हैं sir, वो counseling में बैठे हुए थे. So I remember that day. So he asked me, Shashank, are you sure you want to close your seat and round? You have many other rounds and better departments. आपने पापा से बात कर लिया, because he could not understand why this kid this kid is trying to close this out in the first round, because I was sure about that. It's entrepreneurship. IIT Delhi is best for entrepreneurship. And to give you an answer, he has eCell, and eCell does all kind of things. They invite all the entrepreneurs. They do events. They do so many things. So I was executive from the first year. I started volunteering the first year only. So you can start being parts of this club in the first year only. You don't have to be officially qualified for anything. So I was part of eCell. I was executive coordinator, and that time I worked with FITT, which is industry body. Such a great place. You have so many startups having their office, and you can just walk to any of the startup. It can be a fintech startup, it can be into renewable energy, it can be into AI, AR, VR, and then you can club with courses like BDES. It will be a very deadly combination for you if you really want to build something. So Jaisar can answer that better. He has already answered that. So I think it was just an ecosystem for me. We celebrate YC too much. We celebrate USA culture too much. There are such combination also in the country, which I think often go unnoticed, because I think we don't market them well. Maybe we prioritize few other important things on our side. But I feel FITT plus eCell, and then of course, so again, Sachin sir was from Jala. So I was very fortunate to be part of Jala. So that had certain level of blood flow in me from the day one. So that really pushed me. So again, to answer about the internship, first year में पहला semester चला गया था. I was walking to my hostel. I wanted to be part of some startup. I just texted. I can show you that message was so poor. English उसकी बहुत बेकार थी. Right? I just had a message. I sent it to 10 seniors. IIT Delhi के pass out. 5 replied. 3 called me. I had interview.
Shashank, can you hear us? I think he dropped. Shashank, can you hear us? Oh my God, that was so interesting to listen to him. Anyways, I hope he will join soon. So let me meanwhile move to Samek. Samek is also our alumnus. He joined University of Maryland for his PhD. I heard he and me also worked with Sumita as well. So Samek, first question: how did IIT prepare you for a top global research?
Right. Yeah, I was really liking the Hindi plus English style in which Shashank was speaking. I'll try to.
Sure, we can go ahead with that as well. Yes.
So yeah, first of all, I think the course curriculum as well as the variety and level of courses as IIT Delhi is really top notch. Not only in India, but even if I compare it to universities in US, where I've been almost for a year now. Yeah, I think the amount of learning that we get from all the courses at IIT Delhi is really good. So you firstly get trained in a variety of courses in your first year, where you take a lot of courses from different backgrounds. First year is common for everyone. You take courses from mechanical, electrical, physics, chemistry, and you also do some lab courses, which in general trains you as an engineer in general. So I think that's a good point for people to explore their interests. And as Professor Sumit said, that you have a branch change option at the end of your first year, which allows you to get into sort of any branch that you can, or the interest that you sort of ended up in the end of your first year. Then you have minors and specializations in different areas of your field. Either you can be in one branch and have a minor in some other branch, as Professor Sumit did major in civil and a minor in CS or computer science. So it allows you to develop broader variety of skills, as well as something that helps you both in research and in industry. And I think every department has a specialization that allows you to further deepen your research interest in any further category or subcategory of physics. So let's say for me it was specialization, so a major in engineering physics and a specialization in, let's say, quantum technologies or optics and photonics or solid state physics, something of that kind. And another thing that I found really interesting about IIT Delhi is the variety of professors in the Department of Physics I saw we have in here. Um, so if you want to explore experimental physics, you have a lot of labs in optics, photonics, solid state physics, astrophysics, and all. If you want to explore theory, there are a lot of good young professors that have joined IIT Delhi in the recent time. You have courses corresponding to all of these areas being floated every next semester. You can take graduate level courses to explore a particular field if you want. And all these courses are really rigorous. You have to study, you have to give their exams, and you get to learn a lot by the end of each semester. Um, Another thing that, let's say, Mayank pointed out was the IT campus is very safe. The IT campus is near to, I mean, of course, being in Delhi, it has a lot of vicinity with government facilities, with a lot of startups in India. You can explore industry if you want. Um, and I mean, for me, it was, let's say, if I want to visit my department at 12 a.m. at midnight, go to my lab, do something, or so yeah, it's very easy for me to commute from my hostel, go to my lab, and start working on it at any point of time. Come back, let's say, eat something if I'm hungry at the night or so. And a lot of professors also live on campus, so I've interacted with a lot of professors regarding research on campus, and it's so flexible and free that at points I've been at their home if I want to just get any idea about whatever queries I have in my mind. So I think that has its own perks. And the senior and alumni connection of IIT Delhi is really good. I mean, we have a special alumni cell. You can approach almost any kind of person regarding your queries and questions, be it with respect to industry or research. And so this is something that I heard at the in the beginning of my first year. सो इसको मैं हिंदी में ही कहूंगा जिसमें मैंने सुना था। जब आप आईटी में आते हो, आपको लगता है कि आपने जेई क्रैक किया है, एक सेंस ऑफ प्राइड रहती है आपके अंदर। बट एज सुन एज आप यहाँ आते हो, आपको पता चलता है किसी भी चीज में, किसी भी फील्ड में, किसी भी सब एरिया में, बी इट कल्चरल, रिसर्च, स्पोर्ट, आपसे अच्छे आपको कैंपस पे 50 लोग मिल जाएंगे। एंड सो इतनी स्पेशलाइजेशन है हर चीज में कि आप किसी को भी अप्रोच करके बात कर सकते हो, फ्रीली पूछ सकते हो एंड ग्रो कर सकते हो। So that's how in general IIT Delhi prepared me for research as well as an overall development in personality.
Samik, thanks a lot बहुत सारी चीजों पे highlight करने के लिए, but one thing which still left is how are the experimental facilities at IIT Delhi? What sort of
Right.
experimental exposure does it provide to the student?
Yeah, true. Yeah, I should have elaborated on that. So first of all, I think IIT Delhi is highly experimentally driven, as I saw in my undergrad, not only in physics or engineering physics, but most of my colleagues from other branches had a lot of lab courses in their second and third years regarding their major. So, I mean, yeah, one perk of this is, let's say someone who wants to do theory and are sure of doing theory probably won't enjoy experiments a lot, and they can either skip the experimental classes maybe, or can explore theory on their own or with some professor, because theory is a pen paper thing mostly, or a computer based simulation thing that you can do sitting at a library, sitting at any place, or in your office with your professor. Experimental exposure is really necessary for anyone who wants to build on or be an experimentalist further. And that is something I really learned at IIT, both by doing lab courses, which are mandatory for most of the branches. So our branch particularly had 2 lab courses in optics and 2 lab courses in solid state physics, which in general give you a good theory background for all these subjects, and also trains you with some very general experimental skills, like some basic mechanics and electronics that any experimentalist requires, be it in any area. And I think you have a lot of different labs in all these buildings in IIT Delhi. You can talk to your seniors, talk to the PhDs working there, talk to the professors, and just visit the labs. Just go and get an idea of what's happening. It's very easy because all these buildings are very near. You don't have to travel a lot, as well as all the professors are very approachable. So if you just go and just hop into a lab and try to learn what's happening, yeah, I mean, you should be able to get a very good idea of that particular field, and that is something I also tried to do in my undergrad, which helped me build my interests and gain skills in those.
Thank Samik. So meanwhile, I and Samik are talking. I request Professor Sumit and Professor Dhariwal to answer some of the questions which are there on the chat box, because we won't be able to take all the questions. I know some questions are related to JEE ranks which we cannot answer until unless counseling happens. But some are the questions which are of course great of interest to you, because both of you are from IIT, know everything about that. Okay, so now one more question to Samik. Samik, I just got one question on the chat box, that for those who are thinking to join engineering physics, so they think it's a branch only of which has opportunities for engineering physics. Like, what are the opportunities in corporate sector in terms of placements from students opting for engineering physics? And also a follow-up question which I can feel after reading most of the questions here is that कि अगर मुझे मनपसंद branch ना मिले, अगर मेरा upgrade ना हो, what's my future? So it seems that the students and the thinks that the opportunities are just limited to computer science or electrical engineering. So can you throw some light on that? Like, what if I don't get my desired branch? How can I live with that, and how can I still do very well?
Right. So I think there are 2 parts to this question. One is particularly regarding engineering physics, what opportunities after engineering physics, and the other is regarding what if I don't get mere man like branch. So I think I'll try to answer both of them separately. So engineering physics, I know people from my branch, from my batch, even from seniors, who are almost diversified in every field. So not only research. So I remember my branch size used to be almost 60 people, and let's say 15 to 20% of us aim or finally get into higher studies in some form of PhD or master's degree. But I mean, yeah, there are the rest of, let's say, 70% people who end up doing whatever they want in some sense in other fields. Like people go into electronics. If you've heard of companies like Texas Instruments that develop hardware and software for electronics. So it's because in engineering physics, people have to take some electrical courses. You are equally qualified and in some sense well equipped with the skills to apply for these companies. And many companies look for people who have a background, let's say in electrical or mechanical engineering, but have a good physics background as well, or a strong physics foundation in theory. So it's really this combination of physics plus engineering that gives this degree a niche. And yeah, I mean, I know people from my batch who are doing software roles, who are doing hardware roles, who are doing consulting roles. It's really dependent on how you take things after, let's say, you join the college or after your first year. Even if you don't get your manlayak branch change, if you don't get even after a first year, after the department change option, you don't get the branch you wanted, you can you can do a minor in the other areas. You can take courses and projects in other areas. I know people from almost every other branch, be it mechanical, be it civil, be it textile, doing artificial intelligence or machine learning courses and projects. So I won't say it's, yeah, I mean, there's a distinction between uh, uh, taking CS as a branch or electrical as a branch and doing these things, because you already take courses related to computer science or software or AIML in these branches. So in general, life for you becomes easier when you do courses and projects at the same time. But I won't say it's impossible for anyone in other branch to. I mean, yeah, if you're really hardworking and if you're goal oriented, if you want to explore those areas and work in them, I think it's very much achievable as of how I've seen with my colleagues in ITD. You can explore those areas and uh, get good placement offers in any area that you want. You just have to be determined and know the right resources, which you get at
Yeah.
ITD.
Yes, there are opportunities. That's also my experience. Like after dealing with so many students and looking forward to them, I would say it doesn't matter. Like if you're determined, if you're hardworking, you can get wherever you want to go. So now, since we are left with only 7 minutes, so I would request all panelists to open their cameras, and maybe Professor Shilpi, you can also open your camera, and we can quickly take the questions. Like, and I will just read it out, and you can answer it very quickly, so that we can cover as many as questions possible. So one
But I
question is that.
the camera rights, I think I will not be open. I mean, I need to have the rights to open the camera. So just that request I wanted to make.
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
Shamir.
sure. No problem. So, sir, what would be the best course of action to become an astrophysicist? Like the best course for UZ? Samik, I think you can answer this question better. Please,
Yeah.
quickly.
Best course as in a degree?
The question just says,
Yeah,
what would be the
okay.
best course of
So
action?
I think engineering physics is a good course. First of all, it trains you. So astrophysics is a very uh, interdisciplinary area. So engineering physics in general, I think, is a good take on that. You can learn both experimental and theory aspects of the subject. But at the same time, if you're like really sure that you want to be in astronomy or so, there are very specific colleges in India that you can go to. But my advice would be take a general degree at first, because I mean, you think that you like a particular subject before joining your BTech, but you can explore a lot in your BTech, and I think might end up, or mostly people end up doing something else rather than what they thought at the beginning of their BTech. So I would suggest engineering physics would be a very good take.
Professor Dhariwal, question for you. What is the scope of higher education and career path for BTech design?
So I had alluded to earlier. I mean, there used to be a BDES course where they used to take students through JEE Advanced with a design aptitude test. Although, like I said, our vision is as per the current times. So those students who had pursued that course, they have been doing PhD from MITs, Googles of the world. They've been entrepreneurs, doing very well as entrepreneurs within India and outside India as well. So the career, since it's a new course, so the time will tell. But I think, I mean, if you are interested in understanding, human behavior and then designing technological solutions around them, then probably this is the course for you. I mean, maybe you can think of people like, say, Steve Jobs. He had a sense of understanding people, the aesthetic, the technology. I mean, so if that is something that excites you, then this could be the course for you. Yeah.
Okay, question for you, Professor Sumit. Whether a student of another branch can pursue CSC courses in IIT simultaneously?
Yes, definitely they can pursue. There are lots of optional in every program. There are lots of courses which you can do as an optional credits. There are lots of credits which are optional. So, for example, in civil engineering, there are at least 10 courses, 10 credits, or let's say 4 courses which are optional. So you can take any course, CS,
Okay,
humanities,
thanks.
design course, any other
Yeah.
course you can take.
Okay, question for you, Mayank. Is it early to have a new branch on AI? As everybody says, AI can be done as a minor. So my question is whether AI is better done as a major or minor.
Yeah, I think I'm like personally, I am not that much into AI, but at IIT Delhi you have a CS major, and within CS major, and in fact, in the new curriculum that is being proposed, you have some different small tracks, and there is a dedicated track for AI where you can pursue courses on AI, and the degree would say a BTech in CSE. But yeah, definitely you can prove to anyone that you have been a master in AI and related fields. So you
Thanks.
have this option in IITD.
Right. So, Sam, a question for you. What kind of career paths are available for BTech Maths and Computing?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I think BTech Maths and Computing has equal opportunities both in academia and industry. Math and computing, I think, yeah, Mayank would be able to tell more, but in placements has really good reputation of for most of the companies, and people from math and computing can almost apply to any field in general related to CS and even electrical. And with respect to research, I mean, you can explore pure maths, the old school math if you want. If you want, you can explore applied math along with yeah, I mean, interdisciplinary projects with, let's say, biomedical engineering or mechanical, something of that kind. Yeah, I think almost everything is open for math and computing.
Thanks, Emek. Question for Professor Dhariwal, which is better, CS 4-year or CS 5-year? This is always a dilemma for student, whether BTech is better or dual degree. So please highlight your views on this.
So I mean, sometimes see, it has to do with also what rank you got, right? I mean, so if you personally ask me, I mean, I might go. I mean, and maybe others can correct me, Mayank and all, but I might want to go for a 4-year degree, and then since I already always have an option of getting a 5-year degree later, right? And I could get a degree after 4 years from not just CS, but if my interest lie in something else, that is also something that I could do. A 5-year degree might be something that somebody might choose if they're already very committed to that, they might want to know more about a certain field, then they might go for it. But I mean, in my perspective, I would go for a 4-year degree, explore, and then decide what I want to do next.
Sure, thank you. A question for you, Mayank. Like, there are a lot of questions about AI. Like, what are the opportunities for non-CSC people to learn AI at IIT Delhi? So, can you throw some light on that, please?
Yeah, definitely. So again, because the new curriculum is in the review and all of the. So in the new curriculum, you have this introductory course that is mandated for every department, kind of mandated. You can so that deals with how computers or the CS type of AI and other uh, you know recent developments in computer science are being used in different disciplines, and therefore you will be having a very small slight taste of what AI can do in your field, whatever you are choosing as a major. And if you want to go deep in specifically in research in AI, then you again, as Professor Sumit mentioned, that you have this open credits in your department in your degree. You can choose to take those open credits in AI courses. CS department is more than welcoming to have you on board. Also, you have this minor and minor areas you can do in AI, and also you have this after the third year you can choose if you want to do a 5-year course. Like you have this facility of having a master's degree in any field, not just in whatever you signed up for. So you have just a preliminary test that the department conducts if you are good enough to get a master's degree in that department. And I think that is a fairly good enough test for you if you have genuine interest in some department or some courses. So if you want to pursue AI, you can have a master's degree in CSC or specifically in AI field also. Um, After the third year, you can sign up for it.
Thanks, Mayank. Professor
Sir, can
Sumit,
you please tell about preparatory courses?
uh,
Sorry.
sorry.
Sir, can you please tell about the preparatory courses which are offered by IITs?
Preparatory
Preparatory
course.
course.
I can just attempt to answer. I'm not very sure, but I think what happens with preparatory courses is that if some of the uh, branches have vacant seats, then for those seats, preparatory courses could be offered, and I think the preparatory courses, I think you've got to get a certain kind of CGPA so that you can qualify for a regular bachelor's degree. But probably maybe you could write to us or maybe attend the open house tomorrow, and then maybe you could get a better clarification on your question.
Just on, I want to ask one thing on what Mayank said. I just want to capture one point in that whether what happened.
See, we kindly request you to write your question in chat. I will read it for you. So that would be much easier. Otherwise, it would be very, very difficult. So let me just continue from where I was. And of course, tomorrow you have the. Okay. Please continue. Please quickly ask.
Sir, I want to ask about IIT Delhi's Abu Dhabi campus.
Professor Shilpi, would you like to answer this one? Maybe she's not around. Yes, it's new campus which has emerged in last 2 years. So we are starting the BTech program there in energy sciences, computer sciences. Yes, but I also don't know much about the Abu Dhabi as of now. Sorry for that, but hopefully you'll learn it tomorrow in the open house.
Sir, we cannot travel to IIT Delhi tomorrow, sir. So, like, we want to know what for the ST students, like, what is the tuition fee waiver, and are there any restrictions?
Professor Deepak, you are muted.
So I don't know who is muting me. So can you just please put your question in the chat box? We'll be happy to answer. So Professor Sumit, there's a question for you, like how is the civil department at IIT Delhi? You are muted. Professor Sumit, you are muted.
Okay. Yeah. IIT Delhi Civil Engineering Department is in fact almost the top.
Again, you are muted. Please unmute yourself.
Somebody is muting me. Anyways, so IT, the Civil Engineering Department of IIT Delhi is in fact the top civil engineering department within the institute. You can look at the rankings, Indian ranking, or you can look at this world rankings. We have lots of labs, and the kind of specializations that we have is geotech, structure, environment, water, environment.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Professor Sumit. There are a lot of questions, and like it's like almost bombardment of questions. So I don't think we can take all of these questions. But I would suggest to all the students that apply. The questions will keep coming, and you, with the time, you will get all the answers to your questions. So there is no hurry for that. And irrespective of any branch, you try to do well, and future is ensured at IIT Delhi if you work hard. So
just
now,
one thing. Good evening. Idea about how difficult it is to change your branch after first year in IIT Delhi?
how difficult it is to change the branch?
Sir,
anyone can answer. Yes, please.
Sir, there are two questions subsequent to that.
Yeah, I mean, first, if we can answer. So, if I remember correctly, up to 10% of the students can, the top 10% students can opt for a branch change to another branch, when the other branch where they want to go to can also admit only up to 10% of the students. So it is possible, but then it's not always guaranteed.
Professor Ariwal, Professor Sharma just corrected me that it is 15%.
Okay, it's 15%. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So it's
And
possible.
sir, can you explain about the ACM branch at IIT Delhi? The scope of the ACM branch.
Which branch?
So please tell me about mathematics and computing branch.
I think we have already covered, Samik covered a lot about maths and computing.
So regarding the branch change, it's like upgradation can be from any lowest and lower branch to the higher top three, or is it like some bracket?
Just, sir, it can be from any to any branch you can change.
Any to any branch.
Yeah, based on what I told you, right?
It's required
Sir,
for
is
Based on
branch and
CGP.
Okay, I think it's a time to close the meeting. Thanks a lot for all the panelists for their time.